प्रेम से बोलो श्री गुरु महाराज की जय हो. Jai Sitaram, dear devotees. Swagatam, welcome back to Sooryoday. It is the morning simulcast on Radio and TV Jaagriti with yours truly, Pandit Shiva Janak Maharaj. Another beautiful day it is here in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago as we are continuing to celebrate Chaturmas. 1 month has already been completed in this Chaturmas, 4 most auspicious months where there are so many observances that you as Hindus are all enjoying. And in your enjoyment, as you pray for yourselves, you pray for your families, you pray for your country, and Bhagwan will indeed listen to all your wishes and your desires, and so he will bless you accordingly to your own karmas, that you will be able to get those blessings, dear devotees. And so many of you, of course, all of you would have enjoyed on Sunday evening, Sunday night, Sunday morning even. Some of you would have had your services in celebration of the Shri Krishna Janam Ashtami, of course, and you would have gone all the way till midnight, even though it was a school day. The very first day of school, the very next day, many of the devotees would have made their offerings in whatever way, and may Bhagwan Shri Krishna Ji bless each and every one of you for making that effort to celebrate his night. You know, we have to make our celebrations as grand as others make their celebrations, and this is the coming or the appearance of that form of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu that we all know and love in this age of Kali Yuga, Bhagwan Shri Krishna Ji and their devotees. And so the celebrations will continue. We all know that coming next week Wednesday, we will start that most auspicious time and very, very festive time, as the name itself implies, and many people associate the Utsav or that of festivities only with this celebration. However, there are many Utsavs in our Sanatan Dharam that I try to inform you from time to time. So next week we'll be starting the Ganesh Utsav with the Ganesh Ji Jayanti. However, we'll leave the discussions on Ganesh Ji for next week's program. And Bhagwan Shri Ganesh is very, very unusual, and that's why he's loved not only in Sanatan Dharma and the Hindu culture, but also around the world because of his very loving form that he has, especially with that head of the elephant. And so animals in Sanatan Dharma, we have many. We pay our respects to every form of life. And so Ganesh Ji, having that elephant's head, we love him so much and he's so dear to us. But on the day before, on Tuesday the 11th of September 2018, dear devotees, there's another Jayanti of another very unusual form of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu that today's Katha will be based on. So to begin off, we'll start with the beautiful shloks from the Shri Vishnu Sodashnam Stotram. And this Stotram, there devotees, says here, the Vishnu Sodashnam Stotram is perhaps one of the highly revered shlokas by the Shri Vaishnavas, those who love Bhagwan Shri Vishnu very much. And Shri Vishnu Sodashnam Stotram describes 16 names. So the name itself, Sodash, means 16. And Nam is the names of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, dear devotees. And so let us enjoy this beautiful prayer this morning as we begin our program. Prem se bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai ho. Prem se bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai ho. Jai Sitaram, dear devotees. Swagatam and welcome back to Sooryoday. It is the morning simulcast on Radio and TV Jaagriti. And those beautiful names, the Sodash Nam Stotram, dear devotees. And so we can take these names of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu and we can chant them during all our activities to make them auspicious offerings to Bhagwan in performing our duties, dear devotees. And in this Shri Vishnu Sodashnam Stotram, it invokes, it recalls, it retains, and we remember the 16 names of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, dear devotees. And we can use these names in any situation. It says meditate upon the Bhagwan Shri Vishnu with his several names that have been chanted in this stotram. And one of the names that was chanted in this stotram, dear devotees, it says Jala Madhye Varaham cha. And this refers to, of course, Bhagwan Shri Vishnu's avatar as Varaaha. And it says, when you are in difficulties, especially when it comes to water, that jala madhye, when you're in difficulties in water and in being drowned in the middle of water, dear devotees, it says that you can call on the name of Varaaha to rise you out of that troubles. And why would it state such? You see, this is where we need to understand the avatar of Bhagwan Shri Varaaha. Bhagwan Shri Vishnu's one of his thus Maha avatars, their devotees, that we all know. And these forms, their devotees, Katha says, we all know of the gatekeepers of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, as they are related to so many of the Kathas that we read from time to time. And in the abode of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu in Vaikuntha, their devotees, there's these two doorkeepers, these Dwarpals, or doorkeepers, their names were Jai and Vijay, two very, very good boys, but they were cursed by the four Kumars of the sages that roamed the world, their devotees, who the children of the mind-born sons of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, because they didn't allow them to go in to see Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, and so they had a sharap, they had a curse put onto them that they will be born as demons on earth because of their behavior that they had in heaven. And so, their devotees, they were reborn as, firstly, as Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu we are very aware of because of his very familiar katha of Prahalad, his son, and the form of nursing Bhagwan, another form of another animal that Bhagwan Shri Vishnu took, half man, half lion, and their devotees. This katha is related now. Firstly, before that episode with Prahalad and Hiranyakashipu, this is the destruction of Hiranyaksh and how Bhagwan took the form as Varaaha. So, their devotees, these demon brothers, they manifested of pure evil, and they created havoc in the universe, especially on earth, their devotees. The elder brother, Hiranyaksh, he practiced immense tapas, and he was blessed by Brahmaji with a boon that makes him indestructible by any animal or human, their devotees. And he and his brother, they tormented the inhabitants of Bhulok, of Mother Earth. One day, their devotees, Hiranyaksh, he took Mother Earth, Bhumi Mata, and he was so powerful that he took Bhumi Mata and he moved her from where she was, and he was literally drowning her in the primordial waters of the universe, their devotees. And when this happens, what happens when we go underwater? Of course, as humans, if we go underwater, we have lungs, we cannot breathe, we don't have gills, we have to put on scuba diving gear and so forth if we want to breathe underwater. So, by literally taking the whole earth underwater will mean that all of its inhabitants, they will all they will cease to exist, because they will all die, because we need air, their devotees. And so when he did this, all the devatas, they went to Bhagwan Shri Vishnu to pray to him, their devotees, to get a solution. Why did they go to Bhagwan Shri Vishnu? Just as we heard in the Shri Krishna Janam Katha, he is the preserver. He's the one who has to maintain the universe, their devotees. So they went to him as the preserver to please help us to preserve the universe, preserve Mother Earth. And they went to him to pray. And when they went there to pray, something very beautiful happened, very unexpected happened. What happened? Let us see in this little clip, their devotees. Prim Sabolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan Ki Jai. Prim Sabolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan Ki Jai Ho, Jai Sitaram, their devotees, Swagatam. Welcome back to Sooryoday, your Thursday morning simulcast on radio and TV Jaagriti. And in that beautiful video there, we saw where the distressed gods, the devatas themselves, led by Brahmaji, along with the sages. They went to Bhagwan Sri Vishnu, their devotees, lying there on Sheshnag, their devotees in Vaikuntha, and they prayed to Bhagwan Sri Vishnu. And Bhagwan Sri Vishnu, knowing that out of all the things that Hiranyaksh had included that he did not want to be killed by, including all the animals, he did not list that form of the boar, their devotees, Varaaha. And so, not listing that form of the boar, Bhagwan saw that as a loophole, because remember, Brahmaji had blessed him. So, Bhagwan Sri Vishnu couldn't have done anything unless he found a way that he could work around the blessings that Lord Brahma had already given to Hiranyaksh. He found that out of all the things that he listed, he did not list the form of a boar, a wild boar, their devotees. And so it is said that Bhagwan had to assume that form to bring an end to Hiranyaksh. So in the Bhagavad Puran, their devotees, in Bhagavad Puran, it says beautiful katha that you just saw there, where Varaaha emerges as a tiny little beast the size of a thumb, their devotees, from the nostrils of Brahmaji. And soon he starts to grow larger and larger and larger, as we just saw in that beautiful clip there, their devotees. Those who are blessed with TV Jaagriti would have seen. This is how Varaaha avatar, he came from the nostril of Brahmaji, their devotees, size of a thumb, out of the nostril of Brahmaji, and then he grew into an immense, gigantic form, their devotees. And so he went to have that battle with Hiranyaksh, their devotees. The Vayu Puran describes Varaaha size, and they give his size as 10 yojans, their devotees, and that is very, very large. Let's just say that, their devotees. And he is as large as a mountain, blazing like the sun, dark like a rain cloud in complexion. His tusks are white, sharp and fearsome. His body is the size of the space between the earth and the sky. His tremendous roar is frightening. This is the form that Bhagwan assumed to fight that of Hiranyaksh devotees. In one instance, his mane is so fiery and fearsome that Varun Devta, the god of the water, he requested Varaaha to save him from it, their devotees. And so Varaaha complied, and he folded his mane in, their devotees. And in the ocean, he encountered Hiranyaksh. And what happened, their devotees? Let us see in our next video. Prem Sabolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Varaaha Bhagwan ki jai ho. प्रेम से बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय, श्री वराहा भगवान की जय हो. Jai Sitaram, the devotee. Swagatam, welcome back to Sooryoday with your Shripani Shiva Janak Maharaj. And there we saw that fearsome fight, their devotees, between Hiranyaksh and Varaaha Bhagwan. And so that fight went on, as it says in the scriptures, for 1,000 years, their devotees. And Bhagwan Sri Vishnu, he retrieved Mother Earth. He put her on his tusk and he slayed that of Hiranyaksh, and he rised out. He took the Mother Earth, Bhumi Mata, out of the waters, and so there was life once again, their devotees. And Varaaha, he holds Mother Earth in place up until today. Think about it, dear devotees. So many other planets in our solar system, none of them seem to have any life as Mother Earth has, as Bhumi Mata has. And if it is either too close to the sun, it will be too hot. Nothing will survive. And if we go any further, even a few degrees away, it will be too cold, that we won't survive either. So something and someone is holding us in the exact orbit where we are, and that is Varaaha Bhagavan, their devotees. So we give thanks and praises to Varaaha Bhagavan. He holds us in place. Bhagwan Shiv protects us with his ionosphere that we have there, devotees, that protects us from these solar storms. And so Bhagwan protects us in so many ways. All we have to do is give thanks to Bhagwan. So as the understand, Varaaha Jayanti will be next week Tuesday, there, devotees. We understand why Bhagwan came in that very unusual form of the wild boar. And so, dear devotees, we know that in the Vishnu Puran, Varaaha represents yagna. When you go to a yagna and you see the bedi set out in that particular way with the triangular part on the top and the bedi itself and where the hawan is, and all these things are all represented in the body of Varaaha Bhagavan, their devotees. And so we pay all respects to Varaaha Bhagavan every time you go to a yagna and the bedi is set up in that special way. That is Varaaha. It says that yajna is what holds the earth in orbit, their devotees. And so this is why it also represents Bhagwan Shri Vishnu. This is the eternal upholder. He's the eternal upholder of the earth, and yajna is what upholds the earth, that upholds dharma is your yajna. So perform your yajna, dear devotees. So many of you will be celebrating in this way next week, as we also get prepared for our Shri Ganesh Jayanti. So for the Ganesh Jayanti festivals, as before we close this morning, invite each and every one of you to the Amar Jyot Krishna Mandir, where we will start our celebrations on the Ganesh Jayanti day. We'll have our procession and the Pran Pratishtha of our clay Ganesh Ji Murti. The procession will start at 10 a.m. from my home, Cemetery Street, 5 Rivers, Aruka. We make a block around 5 Rivers and we go back to the Amar Jyot Krishna Mandir on the compound of the 5 Rivers Hindu School next week, Wednesday, the 12th of September 2018, dear devotees, where we'll have the Pran Pratishtha and the Puja being started around 11 a.m. And so, dear devotees, you can bring your individual offerings and offer to Bhagwan Shri Ganesh Ji on this day. Why are we having it in the day? Because that's the auspicious time to do the Pran Pratishtha of your Ganesh Ji Murti. In the night, we all know we are not supposed to be out to be looking at the moon, so we won't be out that night. However, the following night, the 13th, we will start satsang and katha. We'll have puja from 5:30, and you can bring your individual offerings as well every night. We have satsang on the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday afternoons, and our Visarjan would be on the Sunday. On the first night, we have Pandit Vinesh Maharaj, my brother, from Waterloo Road, Aruka. On Friday night, we have Pandit Anand Vyasji from Charlieville. And on the Saturday night, yours truly will be officiating with the pravachan and discourses on Shri Ganesh Ji. Also on Saturday night, we'll be doing the katha for those who would have mistakenly seen the moon on the Ganesh Jayanti day on Wednesday, the 12th day, devotees. I will be doing a katha for the removal of whatever dosh, whatever effects that you would have gotten from seeing the moon on that day, on Saturday, that day, the katha, their devotees will be done. And then on Sunday morning, we assemble at the mandir at 7:30 a.m. and we leave there by around 9 after our pujas, so forth, to Ganesh, our final pujas. We make our way to the Low Pino River, where we'll have the Visarjan of Shri Ganesh Ji, their devotees. So we invite each and every one of you. Also, I'll be reading other mandirs. I'll tell you more about that next week, as we have the Ganesh Utsav celebrations being conducted next week as well, their devotees. So until we meet again, we pray, Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorama Amritam Gamaya, Om Shantihi, 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 Harihi Om.